Ngāti Kirunga, kia ora tātou, e mātaki mai ana, o te rākui tau whakarongo mai ana. Ko Karen Fletcher tōku ingo hiuria no konei, Ngāti Tūwhare toa, turangi tuku Ngāti Karauia mihi ana, ki te taho tōku pā no te pātu, ki te kauhanga, te whānau moana ki te nōta ki Ngāti Kahu, tēnei au e mihi nei, huri noa tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Karen Fletcher tōku ingoa, and I was a part of the Tūwhare Tō FM whānau starting, I believe, at the beginning of 2011, all the way through to roughly September of 2018. When I first came, I was a part of the breakfast show, did a little bit of programming at the time before moving into interim manager of the radio station and then managing full-time for roughly 3 to 4 years here at Tūwhare Tō FM.
Tuatahi anō rā, kia mihi atu rā ki tō tātou matunu i te rangi. Ko ia te tīmata hanga me te whakotinga o ngā mea katoa kia whai kloria ki tōni ngō tapu. Tuarua, anō tēnei honore, kia tatu iho mai, kia hoki mai anō rā, ki te wāhi, i tīmata ai au, māuatahi ko taku hoa, i roto i ngā mahi pāpāoho. Tēnei ko hoki mai ngā taukua pahure nei, kia hoki mai ki te whakatau haere tēnei paku kōrero nei, mō koutou te iwi whānui, ki a koe esa, nā mihi ate ki a koe ki taiuru, i whaitaima no rā tāua ki te whakatakoto kaupapa, e pāke nei nā ki te tīmatatango o tēnei reo irirangi, te reo irirangi o Tūwhare Tō. Ko ka te poti hini a hau, anā tō koutou mōkai, tō koutou hoa. Kia ora.
So I actually started here at Tūwhare Tō FM when I was young, around 16. It was the year 2000. And my sister was working here at the time. She was doing the weekend show. She was looking at moving to Australia. There was an exodus of Turangians that were moving over to Australia. I think they were doing security for the Olympics, Sydney Olympics, if memory serves me correctly. So she asked me if I wanted to take on the weekend show. I remember being incredibly nervous. I remember sitting in front of 3 people, Kati Potehini, Maru Maniapoto, and my auntie Wira. And I had to read them the weather, and I remember being incredibly nervous, and I didn't do a very good job of it, but they ended up putting me into a recording room so that I didn't have to do it in front of them. And then when they listened back to what I had produced, they said, "Oh, that sounds fantastic. Looks like you've got the makings of being a broadcaster." So it was not long after that I took over the weekend show, and then it just kind of progressed from there. So from the year 2000 to the end of 2003, I did pretty much every show, from the Rangatai show to the weekend show to the drive show, eventually ending up in breakfast in that year of 2003. So I finished high school, and then I just went straight into mahi, and I worked full time at Tūwhare Tō FM. Well, full time back then was 6 hours a day, but yeah, it was an amazing learning experience for myself. Yeah, after living in Waikato for close to 8 years, and then coming back and reintegrating into the community, and that meant obviously coming back to the radio station. I was really grateful that there was an opening at that time to do the show. So I did the show, and then eventually, like I said, moved into management not long after.
Heta ngā wairau, and it was him that told me about te reo irirangi o Tūwhare Tō. So I thought, oh, well, this sounds good. So we went down to have a look at the radio station they had at Wairiki at that time. That's when I sort of got my first dive into ngā mahi pāho. And yeah, that was back in 1991, when was it? August, I think, or just heading into October. I got a job with through Marlin, actually teaching the reo to the tauira. Well, they wanted to set that up. First it was a Wairiki, and then eventually they brought the tauira in. So that's really how I got my, my foot in the door. As usual, when you're a newbie, you always go to the crap shows. And those are the weekend ones where no one wants to work on the weekend, and especially Sunday, no one wants to be working on a Sunday either. So I started humble beginnings there, which is good. It was all part of the kaupapa. But to me, I think just knowing that Tūrangi had its own radio station now, it was the pits at that time, it was a real, what do they call it, radio whāwaho. It was fresh. It was fresh. It was nothing like the Pākehā kaupapa that didn't had going for years, but it was ours. And I think that's where the passion, I thought, was, wow, we've actually got a radio station of our own. And so that's where that passion for for radio really started for me.
So when I left in 2003, we had just adopted an automation system. That in its time was really cutting edge. When I first started at the radio station in 2000, we were still using CDs and tapes. We still had to queue up tapes, cassette tapes for those who aren't down with the lingo. So to have a computer that could do all of that was a real massive stepping stone. And so it was Dalit, that was the automation system that we were using, that was the playback system we were using back in 2003. So upon my return to 2011, I thought there would be some sort of growth. During that period I was working at Radio Tainui, and so they were pushing, they were pushing it in terms of technology and in terms of enhancing their broadcast capabilities through different automation systems. So I got exposed to different automation systems like NextGen, like Master Control, and these were a step up from the Dalit, which I was using in 2003 here at Tuwhareto FM. So to see that growth was amazing for me, but then to come back in 2011 and they were still using Dalit and it was still being run off Windows 98 system was a bit of a shock to me. So but again, a builder never blames his tools. So we did what we could with the tools that we had to try and produce the best show we could, and I think we did an outstanding job.
No, they were looking at starting a broadcasting school, and so that's before Dave Linehan come on. So they employed me to take the 12 or 10 or 12 students at the time, that was JL and all of them. So we had to teach them the ātarangi. So I was doing my normal classes with our class, and then straight after we'd have one with the tauira. Probably nearing the end of that year, 91, the station wanted to go in a different direction. They had probably how you are now heading, into that way of commercialism and that. At that time, it was a really controversial time, as you know. You were part of the resistance. And so, we had their tearing away, their breaking away of the Reo Irirangi. We would have been perceived as the rebels, I think. Tahi, Tahi was going up on in the Wairiki buildings. At that time, they were starting a news station down in town here, and that's around by the Church of the Cross. And we had no way of sourcing income, like commercial income for ourselves, because we were seen as the rebels, rebel radio. So, all of that kind of stuff. But I think people got to remember, was how it shaped the face of radio in our community and in our rohe anyway. So it was through all of this kind of nickety-pickery stuff that happened. Our kaupapa, because I think the kaupapa Te Reo Māori me ona tikanga had always been the main drive for every reo irirangi. And so, but if you're a Māori station, then bring out that uniqueness of who you are as a Māori station. So it was all that stuff, and so when Dave left, obviously the kaupapa changed again, and that's when Auntie Terewai and the Kohanga Reo decided to take it on.
As I matured in my understanding of Māori broadcasting, more specifically Māori radio was established to help hei whāngai, hei poipoi, hei aki to tāua reo Māori. So as much as the fun stuff really comes to mind, all of that stuff was fantastic, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and it was so much fun, but I'm more proud of the stuff we did in and around the language. The reason the movement of Māori radio was formed was, again, to help with the normalisation, the promotion and enhancement of Te Reo Māori, and being recognised in that space nationally were some things that really stand out for me. How we covered Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, how we took a whole week's celebration, how we utilised amazing Māori artists who are now, renowned around the world. I mean, we had Rob Ruha running a Waiata session with our rangatahi, and he's now internationally renowned thanks to his Waiata 35 going, viral on TikTok. So it's amazing that we could pull on these things and we could try and make it so that Te Reo Māori was cool again. So things like producing our own Māori waiata really stand out for me. So, but again, that just comes with maturity, like, you know, and understanding the landscape of why Māori radio was first established. And then kind of once you get that into your head and you find the foundations through that, then everything else starts to fall into place. You start to realize, hey, we can do all of this fun stuff, we can incorporate all of this cool stuff, but we can also make sure it's centered and focused in and around the enhancement, normalization or promotion thereof, the Māori language. So yeah, that's definitely some of the stuff that stick out for me, bro.
By what this guy had the way of saying, he says, you know, bro, when I used to turn my radio on at 6 o'clock in the morning, I was always looking forward to the karakia and, you know, and just listening to your voice. I said, really, bro? He says, yeah. He says, you don't realise the impact that you had on myself and a lot of the other boys that were in jail at that time. And, you know, for that, I said, wow. It really sort of hit home for me the really first time that we were actually in people's lives and affecting people's lives in different ways. So yeah, that was a real highlight event when I actually was able to sit down with him and have a cup of tea with him. So that tells you that radio does work. That there are people listening all the time, and you'll be surprised who's listening. When you make a mistake or when you say something stupid on air, you can guarantee that phone will be going. I think I learned earlier, it was an early lesson to learn, was that it's not about us behind that seat, it's about the whānau out in the community.
I'm super impressed with the new premises. I'm so in awe of the rangatahi that have really added a whole new vibrancy to the radio station. But again, the tūāpapa and what we always need to remember around why Māori radio was established was, again, with regards to the enhancement and normalisation and promotion of the Māori language. If we can continue to keep that at the forefront of what we're doing, because at the end of the day, what I've come to realise, and one of the main things that I love talking about is, it's not so much the how. Kapai, it's all about the why. So the how will constantly change and evolve as you do. The technology gets better. Our ability to showcase what we're doing across multiple platforms becomes a little bit more complicated. But the true essence of why we do what we do remains the same. And so that's why when a lot of our whānau with the Māori radio started to get concerned or worried about the platforms changing, I said as reassurance, it doesn't matter how often the platform changes or evolves, we're still doing what we were tasked to do originally when this was just a radio station. And that was just making it more accessible, more fun, more relevant, and finding cool and innovative ways of being able to push out and promote the language. And so that doesn't change. The why doesn't change. The how may, using cameras now and wireless lapel mics, and and it being streamed across Facebook Live, across Instagram Live, across TikTok, across multiple online platforms. E paiana, that's all goods. But so long as that why stays intact, and you're constantly promoting your language, you're constantly promoting tūwhare tōtanga, you're constantly promoting the community, then that, without a doubt, will continue to help, I think, a lot of Māori radio stations with their direction.
And I think that's what it should be about, us improving and progressing and moving forward. We didn't have a lot of stuff that we have today that you can do it just like that. But we had to go through a number of processes just to make that final product come out on air, and now we can do it almost instantly. I think we've progressed from going back to when we had that hoary radio station, and it was us, and I think that's what makes it so unique. There's no one else that can be like us Māori, it's just us, and what we laugh at and look funny, our worldview on things, a lot of people don't get it. People just don't get it, but we get it exactly. For the team that you have here, it's about developing those ones, because they're our pōpō, they're our tomorrow, and so we have to nurture those ones into things.
I have so much love and aroha for Māori radio. Those who know me know that, and that's why I'm privileged to still have a stake within the industry itself.
But I actually love our radio station, and it was because of that that moment back in 1991. It was a Thursday afternoon, I remember. So we've all had our season in there. So on that note, yeah, that's all I want to say. Kia kaha rā koutou. Kia kaha anō rā, kia rapa, kia anō rā koutou ki te pai o Angitu. Ana, kia tatu atu anō rā koutou ki reira. Mā te upoko Māori, mā te pukumahi anō rā koutou, ka tutuki ake anō i ngā wawatō te ngākau. O tira, ko te aoranga e haere ana te reo irirangi nei, kai roto i o koutou ringaringa. Kai roto i o koutou e nai nei, hei arataki nātu anō rā i wā tātou tamariki, mā ngā rā e heke mai ana. Kia ora, kia pai, tō tātou reo irirangi. Nō reira, ki kuna tihau Māoria. Māori ora.
Ia, tōtahi ake, he anō te tuku mihi kia rātou i whakatūwharai tēnei kaupapa roto mātou Ngāti Tuwhareto. Rātou kaha poipoi, kaha ake kia tutuki rāno i o rātou ake wawata mo te hanga o tira, te whakatūwharatanga, te whakapāhotanga o tēnei teihana o tātou i ngā tau tori te kau ki muri. Nō reire, whai whakaaro ana ki a rātou ko ngaru i te tirohanga. E noho tonu ki te mātāmu o whakaaro i tēnei wā. E me pera kātika. Me pera kātika, pera i a whaiarangi iria, me ona mahi rangatira, me rātou mā i tū hei pautoko manawa mo tēnei kaupapa. E kore te puno o mihi e mimiti. O tira e kore tātou e warewaretia. Engari, me hoki mai kātika ki te hunga ora, nō reira e mihi kauana ki te hunga e kaha hāpai nei tēnei kaupapa i e nei rangi tonu. Me te mōhio, you know, e noho tonu ko ngā whaenga o rātou mā, kei te mātāmua whakaaro, engari, kei te ahu whakamua tonu. Nō reira, nā runga i tērā e mihi ana ki a tātou. Yeah, it was a privilege to be a part of the radio station during the tenure that I was a part of the radio station. I'm super proud of where the radio station is now. I'm super proud also of what we achieved during the time that we were here. And I'm really excited for what the future holds for Tuwhareto FM, to see our rangatahi continue to grow and prosper, and also to try and push the boundaries of being the best that they can be, but at the same time holding true to the values of the promotion of te reo Māori, promotion of tūwharetotanga, the promotion of our community and what makes us special. So, nā runga i tērā, e mihi kawana ki a koutou, huri noa tēnā tātou katoa.